I cross my heart and I hope to die. May God strike me down if I tell you lies.
Henry Miller once said, "One's destination is never a place, but a new way of seeing things." And after spending 3 months abroad, I know this couldn't be more accurate. My name is Margot Pollard, and this is my NUin experience. I grew up in a small town in western Massachusetts. Traveling has always been a big part of my life, and I've been many places with family and friends. But when I found out I'd been accepted into the NUin program, I knew this was a whole new opportunity to see the world and start my own adventures. I remember feeling a whole range of emotions when I got my letter, from excitement to uneasiness, but I only spent a day or two thinking about it before I decided that I'd spend my first semester in a place I'd always dreamed of visiting, Greece. So in September, I said goodbye to my friends, family, and pets and headed 5,000 miles across the ocean to start my new adventure in Thessaloniki. At first glance, life in my new home was like a dream. Cafes and gyros were on every corner, and I was a 3-minute walk away from the beautiful boardwalk. My roommate and I bonded instantly, and it didn't take long for the two of us to befriend our neighbors and start venturing into the heart of the city. For the first few weeks, we explored the rich history, delicious new foods, and made friends with the stray dogs. However, I quickly realized that Thessaloniki would be much more than an extended vacation. School started and we had homework and tests just like everyone else, although ours did overlook the rolling hills where Aristotle lived. I also learned that culture shock was in fact very real and came in the form of becoming overly emotional when I couldn't find my favorite foods and rejoicing over care packages from home. Once I got the hang of the new alphabet and few Greek phrases, figured out the bus system, and discovered that some of the best friends I could have ever asked for were right next to me, I started to see this semester for what it would become, a truly amazing and unforgettable experience. After a week of getting used to our new home, we hopped on our big blue buses and headed to American College of Thessaloniki, where we would be studying for the next 3 months. I started my morning in Greek with my lively teacher Panos, who, even when we'd all skipped our morning frappes, could barely stay awake, managed to energize the class and give us the tools we needed to navigate our adventures around Greece. My teachers were always helpful and never failed to provide a friendly smile on campus. One of the most important things I learned there was from our religions teacher. He stressed this one word from the first day of class to the last. In order to truly understand what you are learning, you have to do one thing: experience. My service learning was a perfect example of this. Every Thursday evening, a group of us would head to the dance studio to learn traditional Greek folk dancing. After we had taken enough classes to master the moves, we did a show with local Greeks with disabilities and used the dances as a form of therapy. It was a great way to experience Greek culture firsthand and help the community while doing it. We also had many other opportunities to help the local community. For example, one night we wrote and decorated Get Well Soon cards for local breast cancer patients. All of our service learning opportunities provided us with eye-opening experiences that brought us even closer to the locals and the things happening around us. I learned that what you understand about a situation before you've encountered it is very different from what you know once you've gone through the experience. Even with everything we had going on, that didn't stop us from traveling. A school trip to the cliffs of Mount Athos and the sandy beaches of Halkidiki was one of our first weekend getaways, where we saw some amazing monasteries and even a few dolphins. Some friends and I decided we needed a little more sun, so a couple of weeks later we headed to Paphos, Cyprus for a little extra relaxation time. Over fall break, I tagged along with my friend when she went home to Hamburg, Germany. We enjoyed delicious meals and cuddles with her new puppy, as well as the beautiful ports and buildings throughout the city. I even got a little taste of the New England fall I'd been missing so much, and finally eased my craving for a Dunkin' iced latte. A few weeks later, I got to show my parents around my new home before setting out to accomplish what I'd promised myself I'd do if I came here: climb Mount Olympus. It was far from easy, but the fresh air and breathtaking views were entirely worth every blister and sore muscle, and it was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Just a week later, my friends and I headed for a long weekend in Italy, where we fell more in love with Rome every second and spent maybe just a little too much on leather goods in Florence. And of course, we took every opportunity to stuff ourselves with delicious Italian food. Living in the moment. following weekend, the Queen Olga family piled onto buses and settled in for a long drive to Athens and Delphi, where we got to see and explore all the sights and ancient history of the cities, and even do a little Christmas shopping. Now, as we're all getting ready to leave and trying to figure out how to fit all the stuff we've accumulated back into the suitcases we came with, I'm realizing just how much these last few months have taught me. Before I came to Greece, I was always looking for the most comfortable way to travel, but now I know that it's worth giving up the extra legroom to buy a cheap flight to an amazing city, to eat where the locals are, and that I should always pack more of what I think I won't need and less of what I think I do. And most importantly, that I can make a home for myself anywhere in the world as long as I have some amazing friends to help me do it. In these past months, I've seen the world and myself change right before me in ways I couldn't even imagine were possible. I'll be happy to return home where I can sleep in my own bed, cook my own meals, but I know that no matter where I go from here, my first semester in Greece will always be in the back of my mind, reminding me to take chances and step out of my comfort zone every once in a while, because there's a pretty good chance another amazing journey is waiting for me out there.